In this video, I'm going to give you 10 tips, tricks, settings, and accessories to get the most out of your Canon R50. Now, I don't want to waste your time. If this video helps you out in any way, shape, or form, please consider dropping a like and subscribing. Let's get into it. Alright, number one, if you're recording video in 1080p, this will not work in 4K, but if you're recording 1080p video in 24, 30, 60 frames per second, there's a digital zoom option that you can enable to crop in on your footage and you won't lower the resolution at all, and it does it directly in camera. So if you want just a little bit of extra reach without having to change your lens, you can crop in on your footage directly in the camera to not even have to worry about it in your editing software. Next up, this has to do with video as well, and this is actually a setting you can enable to auto level your video. So if you get your horizon off just a little bit, or if it's a little off level, this will just automatically do that for you. Now this will crop in a little bit on your footage, but for a lot of people this can really take the time and pressure away from trying to get your video perfectly level every time. Our number three, you can actually use this USB-C port on the right side of the camera to charge it as well if you don't have a battery charger or if you just would rather charge it with a USB-C. Number four, you can actually connect the R50 to an app on your phone and control it and display and transfer photos directly to your smartphone. Number five, most of the buttons and dials on this camera can actually be programmed and changed to do different things. So if you really want to customize this camera and make it your own and make it work best for you, you can adjust all of these custom buttons to really fit your workflow the best. Number six, you can get a Canon EF adapter for the R50 to use all of Canon's older EF lenses with this. All autofocus, stabilization, and apertures will work with these adapters. You can pick up third-party adapters for really cheap, like this Mikey one that I use all the time, and it works perfect for me. And these adapters will essentially just expand the amount of lenses you can use with this camera, and it's a great thing to pick up if you have Canon EF lenses or if you're planning on purchasing Canon EF lenses to use with this camera. Number seven, every video mode in this camera actually has a light option, which is essentially a video mode that'll record lower file size videos. So the same length video is going to take up less card space and you'll be able to get a lot more video on one single SD card. Next up, if you're shooting photos and want to get a little bit of extra reach out of your lens, there's actually a 2x and 4x digital teleconverter in this camera. However, this will only work in JPEG modes, so if you're shooting raw photos, this will not work. It'll also fairly substantially decrease the quality of your images, so only use this if you really need that extra range on your lenses, but again, it's there if you need it. Number eight, every Canon RF lens has this control ring on the front here that you can actually customize and change to do different things, such as change your ISO, your exposure compensation, your aperture, your shutter speed, and a bunch of other things you can change this customizable control ring to. So if you use Canon RF lenses with your R50, just remember that you can go into the settings and just change this to whatever you want it to be. Now, last but not least, this camera actually has a built-in setting that will focus stack images for you. So if you get macro or really close-up images and you want a deeper depth of view plane, you can actually use this setting in the camera to automatically take pictures with different focuses, stack them together, and give you a greater depth of field plane than you'd usually have. Now, if you don't really know what this is or what I'm talking about, then this probably wouldn't be applicable to you. And so that's it for 10 tips, tricks, settings, accessories to maximize your Canon R50. Again, if this helped you out, please consider dropping a like and subscribing. But that's it for me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.